Hello and welcome to Willow Talk. Adam Peacock here with you today. Of course, Brad Haddon is at the IPL. Good luck, Bradley, this week with your team, Punjab Kings. But here is the king of off-spin bowling, Nathan Lyon. How are you, GOAT?
Yeah, very good. Very good, mate. How are you?
Good. How's things? Like, what have you been up to since after New Zealand?
Yeah,
A couple of weeks?
busy weekend down at the F1 with a couple of my teammates, Alex Carey and Usman, and myself were in Oscar's garage yesterday, so Team McLaren yesterday, which was pretty cool.
Did you yell at Zach Brown, the team principal of McLaren, when he told Oscar to get out the way of Lando Norris?
Yeah,
what are you doing, mate?
couldn't believe it, mate. What are you doing? But yeah, no, that was an unbelievable experience, understanding and the access that F1 give fans and spectators. It's incredible. So
And media.
yeah, it's unbelievable.
So they're just about to drive a car at 300 k's an hour, and 10 minutes before they got microphones stuck in their thing, and they're all cool and calm about it. So, I mean, you cricketers are pretty good with that kind of things.
Yeah, but also like that, we were fortunate enough to do the grid walk as well. So we walked around and see all the drivers, all cars up and close, and this is literally 7 minutes before.
Yeah.
But we don't have that when Uzi's marking centre or Stark is at top of his mark with the new ball that started at 7 minutes before the Ashes. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the access they give. Like, it's pretty amazing. You look at a couple of the guys. Leclerc was putting his helmet on, and honestly, he was looking straight through each and every one of us out there on the track. It was pretty amazing to see.
I think that's something cricket could bring in then. I think just have the crowd out on the pitch, maybe keep them off the centre square, but just it's a free-for-all up until about 3 minutes before the first ball.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck getting everyone off.
Exactly. Mate, we will talk cricket with you today about the summer just gone and what's coming up. We're going to recap the Sheffield Shield final win by WA over Tasmania, the double hat-trick, 3 in Marsh Cup, 3 in Shield. Pretty good stuff from the boys over there in the West. Have a little chat with you about what it's like bowling to the best and how you went about it. You cool with that? We've got a list of names here.
Yep.
And
Should be interesting.
We've tried to choose non-current players because you want to keep that in-house, don't you? He's a few little tricks up your sleeve like Jeffrey and his brothers, whatever you bring out next summer maybe. I don't know if you're going to give birth to any more little Jeffreys, but...
We're always looking and always learning to try and do something a little bit different.
Exactly. And we're going to finish with our risers and fallers. But before we get into it all, big thanks to those who have followed, rated and reviewed Willow Talk, particularly you legends who listen on Spotify. We wanted to get to 334 ratings before the end of summer, which is basically around the end of the Shield final, but we're at 349. So now we're going to push on, and we're going to go after Brian Lara's 400 not out. So 400 ratings is the target on Spotify. Also, many thanks to those who completed the Willow Talk survey. Got loads of great feedback, dream guests you want on the show, and how we can be better. Spoiler alert, it's going to be hard to stop Hads being so biased towards New South Wales and the Sixers, which was a common thread.
Shock me.
But we're going to try. But there was a $100 e-gift card up for grabs with anyone who completed the survey. And here to announce the winner is Australia's favourite barrel girl, Nathan Lyon.
Yeah, barrel girl. Got the good legs for it. But anyway, the lucky winner is Mitchell Burgess from South Australia. So well done, mate.
Mitch, thank you, mate. Thank you for getting involved. And everyone who completed the survey. Mitch's dream guest is Tubby Taylor. He's elusive, Tubby, when the cricket's not on, and he puts in with Triple M over the summer. He travels a lot, but I think the plan is with producer Sam, we'll give him a couple of months, and we're going to get Tubby on in the off season. But yeah, that's the way to go. What would you ask Mark Taylor?
I only ran into Tubby the other day at the dog park, literally 2 days after I got back from New Zealand. So He was just all talk about New Zealand, and I asked about the history of that, about him playing over there and stuff like that. But no, all good, Tubby. I know just give him a couple of beers and he won't shut up, so he'll be all right.
The thing I'd ask him about is when he was copping it when he was out of form, when he went over to an Ashes series, and they were giving it to him, the English press, and then he turned it around. So I want to delve into that with Tubby. That's the path I'd go down with the great man. But we're going to go down a path with you right now and talk about, first of all, the summer just gone, 6-1. Thanks for that one, Shamar Joseph. Thank you very much. That was incredible. But what was most pleasing for you over the course of the summer with the test matches?
I think the whole summer's been, the test team is such a unique place at the moment. It's probably up there with the closest team I've ever been a part of, on and off the field. And to win 6 out of 7 Test matches, in my eyes, it should have been 7. And I know you're saying Brisbane's amazing, but I still don't sleep at night thinking about that. But that was a big opportunity missed for us. But saying that, we sometimes get outplayed, and we got outplayed up there. But probably the big thing for me was going over to New Zealand and winning 2-0 over there. That was a big focus for us as a team, and especially seeing we lost one here at home with the Test Championship points in line. It's so incredibly important that you try and catch that up. So the New Zealand Test series was pretty special.
And that last test in particular, because it looked like we were in control the whole lot, and then there was a bit of uncertainty about the result. Alex Carey took care of business. Now, you just spent the weekend with him, having a good time down at the Grand Prix. How satisfying was that for you, knowing Alex so well and such a humble, hard-working guy that he is, that he got to experience something like that?
Yeah, pretty amazing. I only said to Emma the morning of the game, I said, I just really want Alex to have a really good day today, because I know previously he was disappointing himself in dropping the catch off Josh, off Tom Latham late in the day, and he just prides himself so much on everything he does, and I just really wanted him to go really well. So pretty amazing to see him get 98 not out and steer the ship home, which was pretty amazing. Yeah,
spent a lot of time obviously with each other, and you say how tight a group it is over the course of summer. So it gets to the end of that New Zealand test, and you know that the next test, presuming that a lot of you will still be in it, and it's hard to see otherwise, is not until November. So is there a little sprinkling of extra stardust put on that celebration after that one in New Zealand, or is it pretty much, I just want to get home and get back to normal life?
Well, a few players were flying out pretty well straight to the IPL, so a lot of guys wanted to get home quite quickly. I know Alex and his family stayed in New Zealand for a couple of extra days, but no, every Test match you win, it's bloody special and needs to be celebrated. But I know there's been a bit of conversation about whether Pat actually knew that he was on 98, or whether Pat just wanted to take the glory like he usually does. So, but no, there was some always good times, but. There's a lot of feeling in the change room when we're chasing 50-odd runs, but I looked over at Josh, and Josh goes, I don't know what they're worried about. They've got 2 informed batters coming next. So.
What about the big Hoff as well with the blade? He looked outstanding in the first test.
Oh, incredible. And the funny thing is, like, obviously they needed 1 wicket and we had to go bowl. So everyone bar Travis Head was in their white, sunscreen on, zinc on.
Yeah. Pretty
well baggy on base. I had my baggy on sitting out on the boundary, and he just looked at me and goes, you got no confidence, you got no faith, and just like told me where to go type thing. And then for him and Green, you go out there and do that. And the first test was pretty cool.
On Cameron Green, so you said once upon a time recently, I don't want to put any pressure on him, but I feel like he could potentially go down as one of the greats of Australian cricket. That to me, Nathan, sounds like that it's putting pressure on him, if you want to interpret those words. I know what you meant with those words. What do you see with this guy that has the confidence in you that he can be that good?
I was fortunate enough to play against Jarks Callis, and obviously grew up and watching Jarks and the way he went about it. But honestly, look at Greeny, and when the debate was about who should open the batting, in my head, I just wanted to see Greeny bat number 4. I thought Marnus would have opened Smithy bat 3 and Greeny at 4. And my take on that, and purely just my opinion, is that you still got the likes of Smithy who's still going around Aussie, and you got these guys who can help guide Cameron Green with the bat in hand, batting in his favourite position. But we could turn him into, he could turn himself into Jarks Callis, because he arguably is up there with the on average pace and fielding square of the wicket. He's probably out there as one of our fastest bowlers, and a lot of people probably don't realise that.
No.
So he's a good bowler. He's an unbelievable fielder with hands, and he's got the potential to be great with the bat, in my eyes. So why wouldn't we right now invest time in him to be the new Jarks Callis of Australian cricket?
Why? What makes you so clear in your mind that he's a number 4? Because you could argue, put him at 6 at the moment and let him feel his way through and all of that? What is it? Technique? Is it mentality? Is it approach to the game that tells you that he is, and in any great batting lineup around the world, the best batter is the number 4.
Yeah, I think I've bowled to him obviously a fair bit in Shield cricket, and he's got a big 200 batting against New South Wales, batting in the position number 4. I know that's his ideal position, but I just feel like with the way he sets up his game, he likes to bat time, and then you have someone like Travis Head, Mitchell Marsh, and Alex Carey, 3 guys who they want to see ball hit ball and move it at a rapid rate. And this is purely just my opinion. I just feel like having Greeny bat 4 allows him to settle in and get the game moving. He can go at that pace when he wants to, but he's also got the temperament to bat long periods of time and big innings. We saw that in New Zealand on a challenging wicket where the ball was nipping around. He was using his feet, come off to try and put Matt Henry, who I thought was New Zealand's best bowler by a long way, and he was trying to put pressure back on there and respected the good ball and basically get them to come to us type thing, and then he was able to score big runs at the back end of the innings. So I don't know. And I'm not saying it's going to be next year. He's going to be Jarks Callis. There's going to be ups and flows and everywhere else. But I think he's got the ability to be incredible.
What about Steve Smith? So he obviously believes he's an opener. The selectors believe he's an opener. Andrew McDonald says he's going nowhere. You're going to back it up, obviously. You're not going to say that he should be down at 6. But what makes you believe that this guy will, this average that he's got at the moment as an opener, will double, if not go further north?
It's Steve Smith. I've said it before. I arguably believe that Steve Smith is the greatest problem-solving player I've ever played with. And he likes being challenged. He likes doing things different. And when people says, "Oh, he can't do that," or "He's not that," he wants to prove people wrong, and he will. I've got absolutely no doubt about that. You look at that innings he played up in Brisbane, but then you look at the shots that I played, and probably a couple of other guys. You go, well, shit, we've got more time. Why don't I just hang around there? And Smithy would have got the 14 runs or whatever it may be, but. He's by far the best problem solving I've ever played with.
It's weird that you say prove people wrong. We look at Steve Smith and when you say this almost different way, this different approach that he has and thinking through things, a genius, but not like a mongrel competitor like, I'm going to stick it up people that say that I can't do things, but you obviously see a different side in how he approaches it.
I think everyone's got that side in him, especially at the highest level when they're at the doubters or when the people who have played the game at whatever level it may be that says that he can't do it. I know he probably won't come out in the media and say, I told you so or anything like that, but I know sitting in the change room having a beer with him, he's like, nah. Yeah, I'll get this done. I know I will. So, and we know he will as well. So, it's just the cricket wheel goes around, and when it goes your way, you need to cash in.
Have you offered any tips with your batting form that you showed over New Zealand? That nice little knock of 41
to Steve or the top order?
To Steve, everyone involved, Marnus, all those guys.
No, I don't offer any tips whatsoever.
But you're hitting them okay, Nathan.
No,
you're playing okay.
No,
you're almost a bowling all rounder now. The way you were going.
No, let's move on.
But you're putting work in.
Yeah, I'll put work in. I enjoy batting, but getting sick of batting too high and not enjoying the night watchman stuff.
So whose idea is this? Like there's some people in Australian cricket that are just flat out and always will be. They think that people who believe in night watchmen believe in a flat earth. Like it's just a ridiculous concept and it should have no part of society. But it's a fact that, Australia at the moment uses a night watchman. Why have you got the role? Are you happy about it? Are you pushing for change?
No, I'm happy to do it. It's just got to be a set time. There's no point. What's
the cutoff then at the moment? Is it 20?
Yeah, at the moment. Well, I think it was Wellington's second dig where Smithy got out early, But before we had that, we only had 45 minutes to bat, and Marnus come off, and Marnus wasn't in the best probably place with his batting. That personally, he wanted more runs, and as a team, we would love more runs as well. But we know the work he's doing; he's putting it in. So I heard him come off and said, 45 minutes, should we have a 90 straight away? And I looked at Ronnie and said, mate, I've never batted 45 minutes in my life. Like, let's not be ridiculous. Like, 20 minutes is usually cut off, but usually you get to about 20 minutes or 25 minutes to go, and you look at the captain or the coach and they go, you might as well go now. So, no, there's an art to the night watchman, which is in my eyes, in the spirit of the game, where you try and just slow the game down a little bit. So
a lot of gardening.
A lot of gardening, and you know exactly what time that clock is on the scoreboard. But no, I enjoy it. The best thing about it is that you go out there next morning and you still try and do the best job for the team, but you feel like you're a little bit more freer to try and score some shots. And then if you nick out, you have a big lunch, which is nice.
Fair enough. You're bowling. What you're in the team for, though? Your form over summer. Rate it.
I'm steady.
Yep.
Steady. Always looking to get better. But I know, I dare say, I haven't really spoken about it, but coming back from my first really bad injury.
The obliterated calf.
Yeah. Coming back there and the emotions of that, the angst, the nerves, the whole lot. So that was a little hurdle for me a big hurdle for me to firstly jump over, but I felt like as the summer went on, I definitely got better.
Yeah, so with that, so was it the first game back for New South Wales that there was the uncertainty, or was it the first game back for Australia because it's at that level that you're not quite sure if it's, because you have to be 100% in a test match, there's no other way to go about it, that you weren't quite sure at that level, even though you've got so much experience? Yeah,
it was amazing. Like I had a few nerves in a New South Wales one-day game that I played previously, but I played one-day game, 3 Shield games, and I was fine. So going into the test match, I was extremely confident, and with my calf, and I know I've done all the work. I've ticked every box, dotted every I, crossed every T type stuff with my rehab and recovery. So that was okay, but it wasn't until I think we batted first, I think, and it wasn't until like day 2 Arvo, and I only bowled 9 to 10, maybe 11 overs in that day. And I said to Pat, I can't bowl. Both my calves are cramping. And I was just like, what's happening here? But it's just all my nervous energy, me being really anxious about everything, wanting to get that first hard chase done, wanting to get bowling, wanting to have the same effect that I was having on Test cricket beforehand. Wanted to see if I still had that. So all those little things on your mind that you're tickling, going along, and you're just going, okay, let's go. Small steps here, but we're able to get through it.
Schooner of pickle juice that night?
Had about 4 of them, I reckon.
Lovely stuff, isn't it?
It's horrible. But anyway.
Beautiful stuff. Well, 34 wickets in 7 tests. That's not to be, sniffed at, is it? That's a pretty good return. Or do you judge it on wickets, or do you judge it on effect on the game, wickets at the other end? What do you take into consideration when you evaluate your own performance?
Firstly, I didn't even know I had 34 in 7 games until I looked at your notes here. But
not my notes, producer Sam. Yeah, just got handed on a platter.
Sam loves it, doesn't he? But I look at it as in Test 1 wins and the role that I was being able to play. Because I look at Christchurch, that Test match just gone. Felt like my role there was trying to literally go at 2 runs and over or less, because the wicket was very flat, and I needed to hold an end to get our guys to have a rest so they could be more effective with the second new ball. But then when the tail come in, use my skill to try and remove them. So it's more about my role. It's not so much how many wickets, because the bowling attack that I'm part of, there's no secret in that. It's arguably one of the best in the world.
And the best we've ever had,
and the stats say that. So, and we're all competing to take wickets. So if we take 20 wickets, we usually win majority of Test matches. So, but I thought Josh Hazlewood was arguably the best I've seen him bowl in in his career, I reckon.
Mm. Yes, looking forward to fatherhood, obviously, just like charging in and looking forward to the wholesomeness of all of that. But we get to the end of the series in our series debrief with Hadge. You inevitably you look at team and you look at age and how much longer this group has together. It's impossible to put a time limit on it, but do you get the sense that you're really enjoying this era because it's closer to the end than the beginning, if you like? And not trying to retire blokes, but it's a fact that you get to mid-30s and it's okay when.
Yeah, we're definitely getting closer to the end than the start. But I think also where we are in our careers is that like we've done the hard work when we're continuing to do the hard work in our preparations, our recovery, our rehab. There's no reason why we can't keep playing on for 3 to 4, 5 years. There's no reason because the game's changed. We get that much support medically with our physical. It's going to be really, the skill's always going to remain there. It's just going to be, hopefully, touch wood, injury free. But as we've seen over the last little bit, injuries do happen here and there. So I know, I look at the squad and I go, I could easily see this team having no retirements this year. Like I know David come out and said he's going to retire in Sydney Test match, and which had an unbelievable farewell to a pretty amazing career, and in my eyes, arguably Australia's greatest 3 format player. So I know right now, I'm looking at the team, I could easily sit here and be comfortable and say wouldn't be any retirements this year coming.
And make it to the Ashes.
Yeah, there's no reason why not. The only thing is going to stop blokes is potential injuries and how the skills is always going to be there.
Yeah.
Like the guys have played long enough now and they know what to do and how they go about it. So, and another thing is that, like, especially within the bowlers and like under Pat gets it as well. Like he understands when the bowlers are cooked that, okay, well, no, I need to push in here again, or I need to go to Bison or Greeny with the ball, or even Trav Head. So he gets that as well. It's not always going, okay, no, you got to go again, you got to go again. And the boys would do that, but he understands the importance of managing his bowlers pretty well.
Who's most likely to do a Davey and give himself a 4-month lead into the final game that they'll play? Are you that type, like who'll want the kind of lead in to get it in your own head as much as anything that, this is the end point, full stop, or it hasn't even entered a brain cell of yours?
Nah, it hasn't entered a brain cell of mine. And I remember sitting in here last time when I come back from a calf, and I sat here and I said I watched the Collingwood win that premiership, and I watched Penrith win that premiership, and I was just like, I said to Em at home, I'm like, nah, I'm nowhere close to giving this up. And to come back and have the taste of personal success, ticking off 500 Test match wickets in Perth, but being able to lead the team song 6 times across the summer, like they're the moments you play cricket for, to be able to sit back, enjoy each other's success, but understand that we've gone out there and we've been able to win a Test match, win a series, whatever it may be, and feel pretty good about that. But I feel like as soon as you start talking about retirement, that's when everything goes. So I've removed all that chat, and it's just all about, okay, what's next?
Interesting mindset. With Alex, with that last test, now when you popped your calf at the Ashes, it got handed over to Alex, but he actually didn't get to sing it or lead it.
Unlucky.
I was going to say, did you give him a co-singing role for that last test that he helped win, or no, earn your right, pal?
No. Wait your time. But yeah, so no, I think he was pretty happy with it. He was Cheshire Cat in the team song. He could not wipe the smile off him even if he tried. So which is pretty amazing. Like he's the type of the guy who, in the part of the song, that you want the song to be directed at him.
Yeah, fair enough. You're the lead singer. You're not going to give that microphone up just yet, which is very understandable. 500 Test wicket over summer as well. Ravichandran Ashwin took 500. Is there a mutual respect between you two because of the fact that you bowl the same type of delivery off spin? Is there something extra there with a guy like that as opposed to a quick?
Oh well, yeah, I sent him a message saying well done and all that. So I've got, I don't know, nothing but respect for what he's been able to do. And I've said it so many times before. He's probably one of the guys that I've learnt a lot, whether that's with bowling off breaks or mentally or tactically. It's like I was glued to that India-England series. That England won 4-1. India won 4-1, but they won morally, didn't they? So
I didn't say that. I was thinking it, but you said it.
But no, I was absolutely glued to that. I was actually pretty impressed with the way England went about it in periods of each Test match.
It was a good watch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was glued to it, and to see Ash and I have basically gone head to head since our debuts. So to have two guys do the same skill set from respective countries and both take over 500 Test match wickets, and I know, as I said, they've got nothing but respect for him. It's pretty remarkable.
What did he send back, or did he blank you?
No,
he's got an eye on the Test series later this year.
Yeah, it's something about going for dinner in Sydney and one in Chennai somewhere. So
okay,
we'll have to hit him up sometime around there.
Nice mutual admiration. What about England spinners? So if you sit here right now, who jumped out at you with those guys? Because there was a lot of talk, obviously, about Leach, who didn't last long, had Hartley, who copped it in his first little spell but came back really strong in that first Test, and Bashir, who he jumped out at me. I didn't know much about him, but to watch him, it was like, wow, even when he was being sent ball after ball, he was still trying to bowl with an attacking spirit. Who for you, out of the England ones that they trotted out, makes you think, oh, they could be a factor when they come down here for the Ashes in 18 months?
All three of them, to be honest with you. And I'm not just saying that to be kind. They had a pretty hard introduction in the Test cricket. Like that's one hell of a way to start your Test career. Come over and bowl to Rowett and Gill and everyone else. But I'm looking forward to getting over to Lancashire and meeting Tom. And bowling with him and just having discussions about I know left arm ortho, right arm off is a pretty similar craft, and it's going to be interesting to see the mindset, his reflections. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully playing a bit with him over there as well, which will be good. But Bashir looked like he had something special as well. I like that he went over the back of it, so he could be a threat down here for sure.
Lancashire, talk us through that. So you're going to spend the majority of winter over there, or our winter, not that we really have one as opposed to theirs. You'll get over there and you think it's winter when you arrive.
It's currently 8 degrees, I think, in Manchester.
And guess what?
Go Monday week.
Is it raining?
No, I think it's going to be snowing if it's 8 degrees.
Yeah, it has done that from time to time at Old Trafford early in the season. But why go there and why spend that amount of time playing cricket when you could be putting the feet up and prepping for next summer?
Well, in my head, I'm like, why not? Why wouldn't I? I've got no Test cricket. I've got basically no cricket until October, where the Shield season starts back in New South Wales, and then the first Test match is in November over in Perth. So I looked at this opportunity to take the family over there and I don't know, experience living in the UK for a little bit, but also try and improve my skill set as well. Understand that there is another Ashes Test series away from home, still on the radar of trying to win that. That's been one of my goals. So if I can go over there, learn, understand the way how the English guys go about it, even though playing in their setup is going to be really, really unique for me, to see what a county game plan is, and trying to also help a couple of spinners over there if they want to help, and I'm more than happy to pass my knowledge.
Just but not everything, please. Is that all right?
It's
depending on their passport. If you could just,
it's all out and goated anyway. So just jump on.
There you go.
There's a plug. But no, I'm just looking forward to getting over there, to be honest with you. Lancashire got a new coach, Dale Benkenstein, so I'm looking forward to working with him. But it'll be pretty cool. I'll bowl from Jimmy Anderson's end, and he'll have to come from the change room. But looking forward to hopefully having a couple of games with Jimmy, which would be pretty unique in a way. So obviously he's over 700 Test wickets, himself over 500. It's be pretty amazing.
Yeah, 1,200 between you. I cannot believe, and looking at him in that recent series, I cannot believe that you go, okay, at 41, 41 now, is he 42? Yeah, he's 41, that he's still running in just with his action and his athleticism and going through the crease like he's 31. He must be a physical freak of nature. I don't know if you know him too well and if you've got inside his mind about how he does things. I know he's had kind of his a love-hate relationship with Australian cricketers over the time and the confrontation and the kind of, the ways of getting guys out. But the guy's a freak. I don't know how he's still doing what he's doing at his age.
Yeah, well, actually, when I was about to hobble out the bat at Lords, he come out and literally said to me, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, well, got a bat." And he goes, "Yeah, but your career's not over. Like, you'll come back from this." And I said, "Well, how do you keep doing it?" He goes, "I just love it." So
yeah,
I think that's the key to it. If you have a love or a passion about something you're able to do, well, why would you give it up when you still got your skill set and you're still able to do it? And like his skill set speaks volumes in England, but even watching him do it with the ball over in India on wickets that don't suit him at all, and he's still been effective bowling Gill, even though Gill is on 100, still got to remove him, and that's usually up there one of the hardest times. Those guys get hundreds and they get big ones, so it's pretty amazing. So I'm looking forward to playing with the old fella.
Is he a good bloke? Because we question his well, if he's a good bloke or not, purely based on his passport, let's be honest. So he could be the greatest bloke of all time, but he appears not a decent lad. If you want to say
I've been obviously fortunate enough to play against Jimmy since 2012, and I've had the chance to sit down and have a few beers, even when the police kicks us out of the hotel, basically.
In Hobart, that's right.
Yeah, in Hobart. But I know I've got a lot of time for Jimmy, a lot of respect, but my experience with Jimmy, he's a good guy, and usually Australians don't like him because he's one of the greatest to play the game.
Yeah. He's a prick of a bloke when he's wearing an England hat, but aside from that...
not when he's wearing the red rose.
Yeah, exactly, of Lancashire. You're going to get over to some football over there, the back end of the season? Are you into that, or are you just purely cricket?
Well, last time I was in Manchester, I ended up sitting down with Sir Alex Ferguson watching
really
Manchester United and Fulham in the director's box. So
how good?
We'll try and sneak in there, but I don't reckon I like my chances of getting back in that box.
You'll be right. You'll be right. There's open door policy there. Anyone can go in at the moment. They're no good. Sir Alex Ferguson, did you have a conversation with him at all, or much? I mean,
I had a brief conversation. There was a group of us: Alex Carey, Mitch Marsh, Todd Murphy, and Josh Inglis.
Yep,
and myself, and we were able to say a quick hello to Sir Alex and. Yeah. Get a signed shirt from him, which was pretty cool. So,
how good. He's Scottish, so he doesn't really doesn't.
Got no idea about cricket.
Doesn't fully understand, but he had a couple of handy cricketers in his team once upon a time. Phil and Gary Neville could have made it in cricket, especially Phil. Apparently, he was an outstanding cricketer. So, I think he played a bit of county. Anyway, we're going to have a little spell here in the studio on Willow Talk with Nathan Lyon. We'll come back with a bit of a chat about the Shield final and to Gaz. Some of the greats that he's bowled to and how he went about making them not so great. Back soon. We're back with Nathan Lyon. 530 wickets for you now. Jeez, closing in on 600 all of a sudden. How good. I remember when it was up to 400, clearly, and then bang, you've gone nuts since. You played with and against, like we were talking about before the break with Jimmy Anderson, some of the modern greats, but those modern greats with a bat that were on paper a damn difficult, as hard as it gets in Test cricket to try and get out. Can you take us through the mindset, and I'll fire a couple of names at you, about how you prepared and then bowled to and then tried to kind of fully execute to get these guys out? And none better example first up than Sachin Tendulkar. I mean, how you approach a challenge like that?
Yeah, Sachin was pretty amazing because there was so much aura when he walked out the bat. I've never really seen it ever since. Like he walked out, you see it now with Virat, but like it was amazing, like spine-tingling stuff. The whole crowd will go up and about. Then first time I ever played against him, I found myself going, shit, that's Sachin standing there. I'm at mid-off or mid-on. I'm going, holy hell.
You weren't even bowling?
No, he's looking at me. What's going? This is so early in my career. This is probably about 10, 11, 12, 13 test matches into my career. So I was still learning my craft, even though I'm a lot more confident now with my craft. But I don't know, bowling to Sachin, more in subcontinent, is probably, I don't know, trying to have the mentality, okay, I need to silence the crowd type thing, rather than trying to pick his technique to apart. Okay, how am I actually going to just build pressure on him? And so my mindset, even now, going over to in subcontinent tour, is okay, let's bowl 2 runs or less than over. And I know people say, well, that's not much of a plan. But then if you break that down, no matter what batter you're bowling to, in those type of conditions, if you're going 2 runs or less than over, you're getting 4, 5 dot balls at them, and that allows you to challenge their defence. So that allows you then to move guys across the crease, bowl from over and around. I know if you ask me about Kevin Pietersen, that's a really interesting one.
We'll get to KP.
Yeah. So it's about using your crease to these guys, but then finding a way how to get them to play or defend 4 to 5 to 6 balls in the over.
But with a guy like Sachin, and Virat's the same as well, remember speaking to Ashton Agar about bowling to Virat, he just doesn't allow you to bowl dots. So he'll find a way to manipulate his wrist to get you through on or offside or whatever, and he's got the whole lot in the kit bag, like Sachin did. So how did you go about trying to get dots out of him? Is it pushing it through a bit quicker? Is it bowling to a certain part of the pitch that you think it's going to just jag a little and keep him on the hop? How do you do it?
Well, that comes down to my skill set. I'm probably I'm probably on the tad higher of a spin bowler speed average, but it's a way the ball enters the area. So for me, if I put a piece of A4 piece of paper on the wicket, so how many different ways can I land that ball in that piece of paper? Whether is it flatter, is it squarer, is it over the top, is it undercutting it completely, is it arm ball, whatever it may be. But for the guys like Virat and Sachin and these guys, all the guys on your list here, they're all very similar. They've got very good hands. But if you can try and find the way to, okay, he defends this length, well, that's my length. I'm not going tad fuller, because if you go tad fuller to Sachin and Virat and even AB, their hands are that good when they snap through and they can hit it through the covers. So it's about having that length that you can understand, okay, that length is also top of the stumps, but it's the length that they come forward to and defend.
Yeah, Sachin, 4 dismissals in 6 tests. It's pretty good. I'll take that. You're probably thinking, it should be 6, should be 7. But Chet Pujara as well. So 13 in 23. How much, I don't know how much you want to go into it here, but because is he a chance to come out, who knows? I mean, they might have moved on from him, but you never know with this guy. He's that good. Like bowling to someone like him who, outside looking in, he's not as attacking as a Virat or as a Sachin. He's more likely to just wear you down. Yeah,
I think, well, firstly, 13 wickets, it's amazing against him, but I've also bowled a lot of balls at him.
Yeah.
He's really been the backbone of, in my opinion, the backbone of India, especially when they come out here. He's batted long periods of time, but he's not the big players of hitting a lot of big boundaries, big bombs, or anything like that. But he uses his feet very well. So more bowling to Pujara, if I was to bowl to him right now, it's about actually more using your field to make him feel like you're trying to do something different.
Okay.
So whether that's bringing in a bat pad under his nose on the offside, and as a bowler, you also need to be brave enough to do that when the wicket's not producing spin. So it's about just trying to create a little bit of theatre about, okay, this is what I'm in my head. I'm still going to try and get you out, bowl through the gate, caught behind, LBW, whatever it may be. But I'm going to do that by just creating a couple of different angles around that you think, okay, he's working on something here. So as a batter, or as a bowler, I'm trying to understand what the batters are trying to do. So I dare say they're trying to think, again, head start of me. That's where bowling to someone like Kevin Pietersen and AB de Villiers probably up there with 2 hardest guys I've done.
So Kevin Pietersen, huge guy, like commanding presence at the crease, commanding ego as well. You know, he wants to come out there and dominate because he can, let's be honest, hit any bowler if he felt like it in the mood to the moon. So how did you negate that possibility of going over the fence to try and get on top of him?
Well, firstly, not worry about getting hit for 6, and fair to say I'm okay with that. I'm leading the most 6s in Test match cricket history by a long way.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'll
I'll ask you a question after this and then see if you can give me the top 3. But someone like Kevin Pietersen, this is where we're very lucky in Test match cricket at the highest level that we've got the analysts and the stat guys, and they can tell you the strike rate from bowling over the wicket to around the wicket. And I remember the Test series here in 13-14, when we won 5-0 out here. And Kevin wasn't the greatest fan of me when I was bowling around the wicket. He thought it was really negative, everything like that. He come out and said in the media, and even was sledging me when I was bowling, standing at the non-strikers end about me bowling around the wicket. And
saying what?
Just calling me weak and all that stuff, which is fine. Like, it doesn't worry me. But like, someone like Kevin, and this is going off the top of my head from memory, this is 10 years ago, and him and Ian Bell were pretty similar. Their strike rate from over the wicket, I think Kevin was a little bit higher, but someone like Ian Bell, his strike rate was, from memory, was around 75, 76 from over the wicket. Come around the wicket, it dropped down to 27 to 32.
Wow.
So suddenly we've seen a little in our numbers, we're going, okay, it's not a weakness, but why would I bowl there when they're comfortable going at 75, 80 runs strike rate? So let's bring something back in my favour. So this is where I started bowling around the wicket, and bowling around the wicket with the mentality of taking wickets, because seeing I'm able to put some spin on the ball, then I'm actually bowling around the wicket, I'm landing in line of the stumps. If I hit in line of the stumps and I hit a pad, good chance it's hitting the pad. But then also I'm using my angles as well. So basically shuts down one side of the ground. So then suddenly I can remove one fielder and you got an extra fielder to play with. Yep. And I've always said I'd love in cricket if we're all allowed one extra fielder. That's all I want. One extra fielder. And that, I think that would make the batters whinge even more, but it'd be pretty good to watch, even if it's just for a series. We allowed one extra fielder. Yeah, that's all. So it was interesting just being able to go off those guys, and going back to Kevin Pietersen and AB de Villiers, it was about making sure your length was good the whole time, because the guys who have hit me for 6 from the standing from the crease is just when I've crept forward and what we call it step hit. So they're just able to free their arms. And these guys, their bats are good enough, they're big enough. Even now, if anyone wants to hit me for 6, it's usually not that hard if I miss my length. But if I hit my length consistently, it can be a little bit challenging, but I don't mind getting hit for 6. So that was one side of it.
So AB is similar to Kevin Pietersen in so many ways about your approach. Was it copy and paste or little subtle differences?
Yeah, copy and paste a lot of it, but the understanding that AB's touch, like little reverse sweeps. I reckon I bowled. There was a game in Perth. He was on 86. I reckon I was bowling from not the marsh end. I don't reckon it was far end. And anyway, he reverse swept me.
Construction zone end at the moment.
Yeah, he reverse swept me 4 balls in a row and brought up 100. And that was from over and around the wicket. And I remember walking back to the change room. I said to Starkey, I'm like, jeez, I don't know what's happening here. But
what did he say, Starkey? Don't ask me.
Yeah, he's like,
what am I meant to do?
We're both very young at that time. He just tapped me on the shoulder. Yeah, good luck.
Thanks, mate.
But yeah, no, AB would. I don't know. He's in the top 3 of the best players I've played.
Yeah. Who's your hardest challenge? Who was your hardest challenge?
There's a few.
It was just a podium with 3 on.
Yeah. There's a lot. But you look at the guys like AB, Pietersen, Root,
Joe Root, okay. Pre-Bazball Root.
Yep.
Not post.
Yep. Coley. Like, I could sit here all day and talk about, like, and it's hard to really say, because then people see this and they'll hammer you on social media saying you left out Saywag. Well, I didn't mean to left out. So I was just
fair enough.
And this is purely me standing at the top of my mark. So it is what it is.
Quick one on Mo and Ali though, because 10 dismissals in 12 games. It's a pretty good record. Why did you love polling to this guy? Because on his day, very, very dangerous and quick scorer.
Yeah, incredible. And it's actually an interesting story. I went and played at Worcester at his county club. And I was talking to Ben Cox and Brett D'Oliveira, who Ben plays for now at Leicester, and Ben's the captain of Worcester, and Brett's the captain. Anyway, we were just sitting there and having a beer at dinner one time, and I said, "Geez, Mo and Ali, like, this is 2016, so I reckon we just played in Ashes in 2015 over in England."
Yep.
And I was there, and I said, "Gee, Mo and Ali's unbelievable player spin," and they just, without me probing too much, they said, "Oh yeah, unbelievable. He just wants to hit every ball for six." So if you go back to look at the first Ashes Test out here in 2017, I reckon my field was deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long off, and come out there, and basically my plan was him to remove all boundaries, straight away, and trying to get him to do something totally different, which was defend. And I was able to have a fair amount of success off the back of his Worcester teammates telling me the ins and outs of
insider trading. How good.
Yeah.
Love it. Most sixes off bowlers, I'm racking my brain here. I've got to go down the path of guys who have bowled the most balls, and spinners, obviously, as well. So
I know it.
Producer Sam saying, check your phone.
He sent me a message.
Gaz, we've got it, but Gaz has got it in his brain already. So,
I know. It's a good trivia.
So yourself, you're up there. And
give me a figure of how many as well.
Oh, how many sixes?
Yep.
How many test matches you played now?
130.
130. I would say 280.
Close. 298.
Oh. We're going to have a big celebration when one goes over the fence for 300.
I've asked the boys, what should I do?
Wear a shirt. Just lift up your shirt and go, Mr. 300. Hopefully for you, it happens in the same test match that you take your 600th wicket. So that'll be nice symmetry.
Well, you're telling me I'm taking, 70 wickets?
Yeah.
70 wickets without getting hit for 2 sixes.
Yeah. I believe in you, Nathan. I believe in you.
I don't think that's happening.
Not Murali, because he was just... I don't want to say it because he's the king, but is Shane Warne on the list?
No.
No? He was...
Nor's Murali.
Nor's Murali, yeah. Oh, gee, you got me here. I mean, are they recent players?
I've played against them.
Graham Swan?
No.
No, that's a shame. No, go. I'm done already.
Yeah, on the podium with 160.
Yeah.
Is Dan Vittori.
Okay. Yep.
He doesn't like talking about it, so feel free to keep talking about it.
Yeah, Dan Vittori. Fair enough. I'll bring it up.
And
if we ever get
second,
him
silver medal at this stage is 190, so I've got him by 108.
You are like, if we're on the Tour de France and the Pyrenees, you're on the next mountain.
Yeah, not even close. Harath.
Wow. Jeez. I'm not surprised there's no Indian there because they don't have to play against themselves in India on those small grounds.
I think Ravi's number 4.
Yeah. Wow.
And I've got him by, 140.
I'll tell you one thing.
Ashwin's 158.
Yeah.
Warney only got hit for 100. That's remarkable.
Far out.
And Murali only 97.
97. Jeez.
There you go.
That's even more remarkable at those two. But I will say that you're unlucky. I'm just trying to...
The bats are better.
The bats are better.
And also
the fact that Pakistan don't play in India. So that doesn't help either. If they played regularly, I think a Pakistan spin bowler would be on that list. But
yeah, but
congratulations.
Thank you. But you look at back in the day, grounds are bigger, bats are worse, but now the bats are better.
Yeah,
and the grounds are smaller.
Yeah.
So
got you.
So when you come and watch me next time, bring your helmet.
I'd say as well, outfields are quicker, but it doesn't really matter with this stat, does it?
No, definitely not.
Mate, before we let you go, a quick one on the Shield final. WA, far out, 3 in a row. 3 in a row in Marsh Cup, 3 in a row in the Shield, concurrently. That's hard to do. What makes them so good?
Yeah, I can't say I watched much over it. They didn't have it on the big screen next to Oscar running around. But
can't believe they didn't have it in the garage in McLaren.
But no, what makes WA so good? I think it's just the depth that they got there over there, and obviously they've got that belief that they can win. And I think what Adam Vogues has taken over from JL many years ago now, and this is his own little sprinkle of gold dust on there at the moment. But I think V's been exceptional, but you look at around the team, and this is me rolling off the top of my head. It's going to have Whiteman, Cartwright, Bancroft, who obviously wasn't there, but then you got the likes of Inglis around there, Corey Roccaccioli, Joel Paris,
Charlie Stobo, who knows his game so well, Cameron Gannon, who's mid-30s and bowled so well in the final. He took Pfeiffer in the second dig.
It just screams for me that these guys understand what their preparation looks like. Mm-hmm. They've got belief that they can win, and they understand what role they do for each other.
Yep. And
that just screams for me, if you're going to do that, you're going to win a lot more games of cricket. And I know New South Wales had 2 really good Shield wins against WA this year, but these guys have been the pick of the comp for the last 3 years.
Yeah, like the toss, Tasmania won the toss, sent WA in. WA still eked their way to 3-4-7, I think it was, and Tasmania just went too slow. I did the game for Fox Cricket, and there were 2 runs and over. They just got kind of bogged down by some really good bowling from WA and good fielding and just pressure, relentless. Cooper Connolly, I mean, you look at that. First-class debut, comes in, 90. Plays without much fear and just plays his natural game, and he's allowed to do that because of the pieces around him. And Corey Roccaccioli, guys, like watching him bowl, it's a really enjoyable experience because he does get the most out of whatever bounces afforded to him. And obviously over at the Wacker, historically, it's been a really bouncy deck. It's not so much now. He's pretty happy that they put a bit more juice in it these days as well. But what do you make of a player like him who's obviously still learning his craft? But I mean, he's taken over 40 wickets this season, which is no mean feat.
No, it's no mean feat. I've been really impressed, and I've watched a lot of his highlights throughout the whole season. I think like whatever the curator's doing over there, I haven't seen the ball consistently spin like that throughout the whole summer. So
he's getting cases of beer from Corey. That's
is
what
he?
He's getting. Yes.
And
it's an understanding they've come to.
So what are you suggesting they're doing? But no, to see Corey go out there, and what for me, like, yeah, now I look at him, he's rocketing up into contention. Like he's been impressive, and the way he's gone about it here in Australia in these conditions, and to take, what did he take this year? 40 odd wickets.
Yeah, I think it got to 41, 42 around that.
And
mark.
Taking that in WA, like that's been,
well, it hasn't been done in 40 years. Bruce Yardley was the last to take that amount of wickets as a spinner.
Yeah,
and WA spinner.
And I know personally, I love bowling on over there, well, more at the Optus Stadium now we get our opportunity at, but he's been impressive, and he's been, I don't know, people won't like me saying, he's been the backbone of them for the last couple of years, that people flying under the radar. Yeah, he's just gone about his business, and he's getting his reward. But he's a hard worker, and pretty happy to see him. What do you take this game? 7 games.
So test calculations maybe in an Australian test team that needs 2 spinners in the next few years, perhaps. But a good bunch with Todd Murphy, obviously, who did good things in the last tour of India. Quick one on Matthew Wade. It was his last first-class match. Didn't go out the way he wanted to. Didn't quite get it done with the bat at the top of the order for Tasmania. But give us a Wadey story. You got one for us?
Wadey story. My favourite Wadey story. Like, I love playing cricket for Wadey. He's one of those guys where you always want him on your team. He's always going to have you back no matter what. So I absolutely loved playing for Wadey, and I've got some fond memories of it. But the best memory I've got of Wadey was a test match in I think it was at the Gabba against India, and Marnus has that little bird on his bat to give him luck. And there was a lot of talk around the change rooms that's the reason why Marnus kept getting him dropped, like as in the players dropped it. So before the innings, Matey's in the sitting room and goes, "Nah, stuff it. I'm going to get one of the birds, put it on the back of his bat, walked out the bat, got strangled down leg side first ball." So, so I don't know what that means or anything like that. But and then he just proceeded to walk in, grab all his bats and put him in the bin, and was like, "I'm done this." So, thankfully, I've gone and got one of those bats, and we got it at home, which is handy.
And no one has ever nicked a sticker off Marnus's bat ever again.
Oh, no one goes near him. Don't worry about that.
Fair enough. Good stuff. Nathan Lyon, thanks for dropping by once again, mate. Really appreciate it. And good luck over in Manchester. Take your brolly, but enjoy the cricket over there, and we'll catch you when you get back.
Too easy. Thanks for having me.